What is up, everybody? Welcome to Luminar Gaming. I wanted to take the time today to tell you guys a little bit about it and to, do a little bit of a short video on Zoo Planet. Zoo Planet is something that's new to me. I recently found, and me being a big fan of Zoo Tycoon back in the day, I know that dates me a little bit, but it's a good game, and I really enjoyed playing it when I was a kid. So I decided to give Zoo Planet a try, and from what I've seen so far, it's a pretty good game. It's really in depth on the different aspects of the zoo. But I just want to take time real quick before we get started to tell you a little bit about Luminar Gaming. Yes, it's brand new. I have not had a chance to really promote it that much yet, but what I want to see with Luminar Gaming is something that is for you guys. So if you want to see something specific and I can get it done, I'm going to do my best. All you have to do is comment and tell me what you want to see. And if I can get a hold of it and get it going for you, then I will. Because for me, this is all about you guys. This isn't about me. But what I would really like for you guys to do is to like, comment, subscribe, get this thing out there so that we can reach as many people as possible and they get a chance to put their input in and see where we can get with the different kind of games out there, because not everybody's aware of all the different kind of games, and there's a lot of them out there. So what we're going to go ahead and do is get straight into this now, and it looks like she wants us to go to the grizzly bears. Don't know why she wants us to go to the grizzly bears, but we're going to do it anyways. We're going to locate the grizzly bear habitat. You guys are going to have to be patient with me. I am still new to the game, so I'm still learning everything about it. Oh, the grizzly bear animal camera. The big bear, guys. It really is. These animals are extremely huge, and they are extremely dangerous as well. Not something you guys want to get too familiar with out in the wild.
Did you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too. Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel. This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
Okay, we're going to activate the camera again.
See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it.
Alright, so if we double
Okay,
click, we
when
go
you're
straight
ready,
into
let's
view.
pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Oh, how sweet of her. She marked the location for us. Okay. How do I... There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. She is definitely giving me a run for my money. I don't know. She's the boss, so I mean, I gotta do what she says apparently.
Panthera Leo Leo. A West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride. Although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome. Which is precisely why I handle training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
Okay, Miss Ma'am, where's my empty? Oh, there it is. Man, she's trying to get me all over the place. I wonder what we're gonna put in here, guys. This is really interesting.
It's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something.
Yeah, animals.
Two somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Okay, we're going down to animal trading.
There we
We're
are.
in the animal market.
Perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
But why not? I love elephants. They are one of the most
When you adopt
amazing
an
creatures
animal,
ever.
it's automatically placed in the trade center, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
Okay, so we're in the... We gotta go to the trade center. And then... Click U. Send to zoo. Let's get them in there. Oh, we got delivery scheduled. Awesome. Get that one. Get her in there too.
For an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade center, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade center's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Where's the trade center? She said she marked it, right? There it is. Alright.
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat. But I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health. Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see,
Did you see that zookeeper just throw that warthog?
welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information.
Oh, there's a Zoopedia, guys. That is insane. I absolutely love the fact that there's a Zoopedia.
Making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station.
Okay.
Now, each animal requires
Habitat.
a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Alright, so we got the small feeding trough, and then we get, I'm going to put it over here on the other side so that I don't get too confused.
Animals
There
also
we go.
require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in.
Oh wow.
That bath will
She
count
just
towards their
totally just
enrichment
added that
welfare,
to my thing.
specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
I think she's playing with me. She knows more than what she's talking about, guys. Alright, let's get this mud bath in here.
Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see. Now,
So,
our contractor
warthogs, like pigs, don't have sweat glands. So, that's why they roll around in the mud, is to cool them off, guys. Animals are fantastic. I love animals. They are absolutely amazing. Okay, I may have missed what we were supposed to be doing. Alright, there we go, guys. It's right over here. What is going on down here? What are we doing here? Okay, I found the highlighted area. Is this like just strictly a breeding habitat? Like what's going on? Let's select the oh no, that's different. Never mind. Whoops guys, that's my bad.
Oh, before we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner.
Okay, we paused the game.
That's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Oh, okay. So, we want this habitat gate in there. And we're going to put it right there, guys. That's where we're putting it.
Let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Gonna line this up as close as we can, guys. She gave me a pretty big perimeter here.
Good work.
There we go. It's up and going.
Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Okay, glass barrier. Alright. We're gonna do that one. And, like, add. Nope. No, 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 no. Didn't mean to do that. I don't want that. Guys,
There
what?
we go. Adding in more windows
There we go.
gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on,
No.
because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when
What?
guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make
Boom.
sure you remember them.
There we go. We got a
Now,
donation
before
box
we adopt
going.
our ostriches, you should click the play button. After all, if the game's paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh?
Alright, we went back and unpaused it. Now we're ready to
By the way,
get these
as well as
ostriches in
pausing
here.
the game, you can speed the game up by by clicking on the fast forward button. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to your habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. Alright, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
Woo! She done upgraded, man. We're going to 4 ostriches. Alright, let's go down to animal storage. Send to zoo. I'm gonna put him there. Go get this one. We're gonna send it to the zoo. Ooh. One disappeared already. Get that one in there. One more. Get her in there.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
Ooh, okay. So, we're gonna do habitat. Oh, looky there. We got a slow feeder going on. Put that right there. Let's do some regular food and water. Got a large bowl going right there. And a water tray going right there so all the guests can see. Looky there, we got a star, guys.
See, the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Well, Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did he do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
Alright, we're going to go down into facilities and get them a new... Wow, they got a classic one and they got a Planet Zoo one. I'm going to go with the Planet Zoo one.
The keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
Okay, so how? Ooh, how am I supposed to? Oh, okay. All right, figuring it out, guys. Nope, that. All right, Z. Ooh, we're learning. We're learning. All right, we got it to connect. Need it to connect to the path. I think it's in. It's probably not a good spot for it. All right, so where is this door at? Okay, where does she want me to put this thing? Okay, there we go, guys. She has a specific spot she wanted to put it. All right. There we go. We got it in there.
This keeper hut only has space for one keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness. Negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
Ooh. Got a transformer.
Now, the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So, once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off. Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos.
Alright, so there we go. We've got that done.
Tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
Alright guys, we're doing Bengal tigers next. Love Bengal tigers.
Righty, your next job is to build a habitat from scratch.
Oh my
and
god.
concrete and glass, I expect. So go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
I think
And make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
she is definitely. Ooh, let's see. Red brick has a resistance grade of 5, but these are Bengal tigers we're talking about. So I think we're going to go up with the ever trusting 6. Alright guys, we're building this pen. These tigers aren't going to know what hit them. Unfortunately, though, I do not have any fun facts about Bengal tigers. If anybody has any fun facts, go ahead and put them in the comments, guys. Like, I am all for learning new things. Absolutely love it. Alright. Oh, that's our last point. So, whoa. May have done that a little wrong there. Let's get this habitat gate in there so that. Alright, and then oh, nope, nope, nope. Okay. I think I... Oh. Control the size of the... That's awesome. That is awesome. There we go. Alright guys, I think that is suitable viewing for the Bengal tigers. Let's go ahead and finish off this habitat. Oh, are you kidding me? Listen. Alright, so we're gonna finish this up real quick. Okay, come on. Right there, right there.
Takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think?
Pretty much.
The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode. Great. Now, highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool.
Or we can do
Now
that.
you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters.
Alright, so we're gonna make sure that it is good to go all the way around. So we're gonna go up to
Now
4.78.
that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
Ooh, she said instant noodles. Alright guys,
Okay,
so
that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate's in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I
good.
think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Alright, we're gonna go in and adopt these tigers. Ooh, those are some beautiful animals. Let's adopt that one. Let's adopt that one. So now we're gonna go down here and we're gonna send it to the zoo. And we're gonna put it in there. And the other one, oh, this male, absolutely beautiful.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them. This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different.
Ooh, we're gonna try
Some
something
animals
different.
need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from.
Alright
What I'd like
guys,
to do is make
we
sure
are
the banks of the
adding a
pool have
pool of
gentle
water
slopes so
to
they
this
can enjoy
habitat.
a nice,
That is
refreshing drink.
amazing. I
There's
used to
already a pool
create
excavated, just need
waterfalls
to
on
let
Zoo
the water.
Tycoon.
You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Okay, so this is definitely different. I've never.
Yes, that'll do nicely. Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitats?
All right, habitat. Okay, so we're gonna get a rubbing pad in here, and then we're also gonna get a blood pumpkin. Okay, we're good to go on that.
Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely the bad weather. Although given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat.
Okay,
You
so
can
we're gonna
either
go
build
back
one
into
from various
habitat
suitable bits and bobs, or
and
if you
go into
like,
beds and
just pop
shelters.
down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
All right, so hang on. I'm gonna rotate this around to where guests can still see in there a little bit. All right, it's not blocking the door in any way.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat.
Oh, cool. We're gonna mess with some terrain too.
Information panel.
Stay still. All right.
Rightio. Click on the terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat.
All right. So
Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
give them more what? And give them some more long grass. Okay, I don't. God. Okay, so terrain welfare. Okay, so apparently, all right. So okay, that's what it is, guys. We are. And let's get some. Get some soil in here. We're going to turn this down a little bit more, though. Alright, let's get some soil over here. Alright. Okay, so this is absolutely amazing. Okay, so get some more light soil out here. Let's. Okay, so maybe I had the soil too high. There, I needed more soil, and I didn't have. I had the grass too much in there. They didn't like the grass very much.
All animals need plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia.
Oh.
Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab. Now, as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes.
Alright, we're really figuring this out, guys. We're gonna make these tigers happy as they can be.
You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
So temperate, and the rainforest, I believe, is tropical. So, or wait, no, we're gonna undo the tropical one, and we're gonna go, yeah. Trying to figure this out. Let's do tropical. All right, and then close this off. Make sure that we are getting. See, I don't think that they like that at all. So we are going to put in a banana palm. Alright, we made the tigers happy.
They say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal
Oh, dude.
tiger.
Guys, we unlocked a new
Still,
scenario.
those tigers look
And
so
we
happy
probably won't go
right
over
now,
that in
they
this
leave.
episode.
Even
But
if you did poke a hole in their fence.
probably next episode we'll go over that one.
Oh, but for
So this
heaven's
is the
sake, don't
career
touch
mode that
that
we're
thing.
doing. Scenario unlocked. I have the Tega. Awesome.
Right. Let's head over
It's
to
got
the
one more
Indian
thing to go
peafows.
through.
I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Alright, so we are heading over to these little suckers over here.
Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese.
Alright.
Expand their social welfare and we can get a bit more detail. Now, they've clearly got plenty of space and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong.
Alright. Oh, doesn't have enough
As you can
adults.
see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Off you pop to the animal market then.
Alright, so gonna adopt 3 more of these peafowls. And then we're just gonna go straight in and get them in there so that this little guy can be happier. And there we go, guys. Let's wait on that.
I expect they'll be delivered soon. But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her.
Oh, jeez. Every animal is being a little grumpy right now, guys. But snow leopards are absolutely beautiful.
Just
What
like
is
people,
wrong
animals
with
can
you?
suffer from stress if things aren't quite right. You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag. In the case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their cave for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you? This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
Alright, so barriers. We're gonna turn this to one way, guys. Okay, so you know what? No, we're not gonna do the whole entire thing. Nope, we're not doing the whole thing. I need a better view of what's going on over here. Alright. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so alright, let's get out of that. There we go.
Of course, when an animal isn't in its natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot. Even with the terrible British weather, you should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat. But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat. As you can see, we already have one cooler in there. Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
Alright.
You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them. It'll take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters, but now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopard's terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen.
Oh. Alright, let's get out of that view. Alright, let's get some snow in here. Honestly, let's figure out with this snow leopard real quick. I want. Listen. I'm glad you feel better. Alright. Nope. Oh, it went into the right one. Okay, so let's do terrain. Alright. Go back into terrain mode.
Now then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo. And that average welfare is a very important statistic. Now, to quickly see how all your animals are doing in the zoo, you should go into zoo management and then into the animals section.
Okay, so we're going into zoo management. And we're going to go into the animal section.
See, this list shows you the animal's overall welfare. So, if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using the locate button. Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well looked after.
Alright. Nope. Ooh, they would not be happy with me, would they, if I gave that animal contraception? Alright, let's figure out what's going on with this. Alright, he's not happy. She is, though. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that not happy because, yeah, he doesn't have enough females. Alright. Let's figure out what's going on. Stress. Okay, so trying to hide. Okay, so they don't have any enrichment, so let's figure out what enriching items. Okay, how is that for? Okay, what? Enrichment items. Uh, okay, so we're gonna do a few balls in there, and then we're gonna throw some. Ooh, look at that, guys. We're gonna throw some forage in there. What'd that do? Okay, didn't do much. Let's throw some frozen fruit in there, guys. Okay, still not working. Toy wrench. I threw toys in there. Alright, so throw a rubber duck in there. And we'll throw a small colorful ball in there. Alright, cool. They should be 100% happy now. They are no longer on my list. Alright, social space. Well, juvenile lion. You're the only one who feels this way. Alright, so we'll create another hard shelter over here. That will give them a little bit more space. Alright, so let's do shelters. And we'll do... Whoa, did not mean to do that one. What kind of shelter do they have over here? That's a rock shelter. Well, unfortunately for this little guy, he is not gonna have that, so just have to put up with the fact that that is a thing. Okay, so I don't have any more space I can give them. What are you talking about? Is that not a hard shelter? Okay, so it's... Okay, why are these lines being so difficult today? Okay, he's a West African lion, so therefore I did not go down far enough. Alright. Alright, so we're going to go with this one and hope that they become happy with it. So, there we go. Alright. Where's little? Okay, so let's get some food enrichment down here for these little fellas. Alright. he happy now? Alright, it looks like these animals are happy. We are good to go. I think. See, is anybody unhappy anymore? Oh crap. Uh-oh. Zebras ain't happy. Neither are the giraffes. Alright, zebras and giraffes, guys. That's the last two things we got. Alright, I don't know where it's at, though. Alright, so I got my elephants over here. Got my lions. Got me an Arctic wolf. Hippopotamuses, my ostriches, Bengal tigers, warthogs. Alright, this looks to be my... Alright, what's up? Okay, we can get you some toys, bud. That's not gonna be a problem whatsoever. So we're gonna remove the West African lion tab, and we're gonna go back into species, and of course it's not gonna have there we go. Alright, so we're gonna get this out there. Get that. Woo! Guys, we already jumped up their welfare by a lot. Alright, now let's get a toy in here.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh.
I think it's fair to say that you've passed the first part of your training with flying colours. There's still lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for that. If you want to grab your passport, we'll head off, shall we?
Alright guys, so this is going to be the end of this video for today. We did a fantastic job getting this zoo back up and running. I know it was just a tutorial, but I had not really played the game very much before, so it really helped me out a lot. But I'm glad you guys joined me for this, and I hope to see you guys in the near future. We could be doing some ATS, American Truck Simulator. We could be doing some more of Planet Zoo. I got a few other games, but really let me know what you guys wanted to see, and go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and I hope to see everybody in the near future.